Swisstrax Flooring, 1 year later, season 36, episode 7. So before we jump into this video, I'd like to just tell you that I love the Swisstrax floors. It's great. But after I had the floors laid, I did not expect to spend so much money after the fact. One, my garage was unfinished, so I had to get my garage finished. And two, I had to address a lot of things inside the garage, like getting it painted, getting new shelving, getting new lights. I spent more after the fact than I did with Swisstrax flooring. So I just want to put that in your mind right there. I could have just laid the floors down, but my wife looked at me side-eyed and said, you need to finish it. So I bit the bullet and dipped into my savings to really give the garage a pop. Just want to let you know. Thanks. So hello, everyone. Welcome. And thank you for watching this video on yet another edition of Please Waste Your Time. This video may be for you if you're thinking about getting Swisstrax floors, which is right here. This is somewhat my 1 year anniversary with Swisstrax floors. I will give you a review of them in just a moment, but let me just say that I am extremely grateful to all who have subscribed and followed my channel and also have taken a little bit of time to watch my crappy videos. I really appreciate it. And the opening graphics on all of my videos starts off with the black, and then you see the green, some like lightning bolt and smoke, and then it explodes into the Nikola Tesla artwork. Well, if you didn't know, this is where I kind of got the idea from my car. So I bought my vehicle in 2015, and the minute I bought it, I started putting aftermarket modifications in it. And this by far was one of my most talked about modifications when I posted it on social media. This has been in my car since, 2017. I got this done in Canada. I'd like to give a shout out to the Toronto muralist. His name is Corrado, right there. He is so awesome. It took me a while to get in contact with him, but he made my dreams come true. So now you can kind of tie it in with the Nikola Tesla and the opening credits of my YouTube channel. So again, thank you very much. This is my 1 year anniversary celebrating the decluttering of my garage, which my wife and I have been doing a lot of decluttering projects in closets, extra clothes we don't need. She's retired, so she's getting a lot rid of her work clothes. I lost weight. I'm getting rid of a lot of my fat clothes. So this effort right here, if I was a project manager, I would give myself a D because I did this project backwards. Man, what I know now, what I should have known back then would have been much more smoother. So let me give you some context. This house was built in 2003. We are the second owners. We moved here in 2008 after I retired from the military. And the garage floor was pretty much okay. It was a concrete floor, didn't have anything special to it other than you can see track marks going in to the garage, which is no big deal. A few oil spots here and there, but again, nothing to raise any alarm. And then my son and I, or at least I, got the idea of going on Amazon to kind of cover up those track marks. So we got a black mat that you might be seeing right now in this video. And the black mat looked pretty good. And then after about 3 years of driving over it and my wife trying to make a tight turn into the garage, it kind of puckered up. And although I have a nice house, I was kind of embarrassed of my garage because it looked horrible and it bothered me for years. So I sat and thought about it for, 4 years. And I finally decided to do something about it. So the first thing we did was I put down the Swisstrax floors, which is so ass backwards. Oh man, I'm just so disappointed in myself because I really worked against myself in doing this. But we put the garage floor down. The Swisstrax floor is very easy to use. It's actually lockable. You can see right here, this is like in 4 squares. You can kind of see here all the way down, and then it's right here. It's really easy. If I decide to move, which I won't, I can pull this up if I have the exact same garage or something close to it. And so it was a process that took about not even a day, maybe about 3 hours to get it down. The one thing I can tell you about Swisstrax, it is very easy to clean, but we're going to talk about towards the end because I started seeing some weathering on the Swisstrax floors. The second thing that we did was this garage was not finished. So the idiot in me decided to get that done because, as you know, every action is a reaction. My project skills, I don't have a Lean Six Sigma degree. I got other degrees, but it's not in project managing. So I give myself a D because it was horrible. Did the Swisstrax floors, pulled up the old black mat, did the Swisstrax floors, great. My wife came down, and when she comes down and she looks at me, I'm like, oh snap, I must have did something wrong, because for every action, there's a reaction. And then she said, well, you need to finish the garage, because the garage is unfinished and you have this nice floor, so it doesn't really transfer over to something really nice. Okay, the queen has spoken. So we got the garage closed in the garage, but since the garage has not been taken care of since 2008, it had to be remudded. And so you can kind of see some of the old taping right here. You can barely see that. But he had to remud the entire garage, which created dust city. It was a ton of dust in here. Luckily, we had the floors covered, but it was just dusty. It took them all day to get the dust done. It took all day to get the mudding on the walls done. And then they came back the next day to paint it. Now, I'm done, right? So I had a bunch of items against this wall, which were all gasoline related. And my neighbor said, man, you're an EV lover. What you do with all this gasoline stuff in your garage? So I had lawnmowers. I had lawnmower singular, sorry. I had leaf blower, edger, snow blower. I had gas cans, plural. I had 5W40 oil, plural. I had engine starter, plural. I had almost you could go to any lawnmower shop and you can forget that, come to my house, you can get it all. I mean, it was just a mess. So for me to downsize all of that, I went outside actually, and somebody was cutting the grass. You can hear them in the background. So oftentimes we have people come and cut the neighbor's yard, and I was just giving stuff away. I'm like, you want a lawnmower? Here, come get it. No price, just take it. So I got rid of my stuff that way. A couple of reasons why I went with Swisstrax floors, because one, it's fairly easy, but two, you can build your floor design just like anything else online. And this was my original floor design from Swisstrax floors, and I measured my garage, which I always say measure twice and order once. My garage is 19 by 22. Closet guys come in to do my cabinetry, which was really cool. I have my little giant ladder here. They actually made this cutout for me right here at the floor. And so I can store this 6-foot ladder. Actually, it reaches out to 12 feet. But this is really good idea that they did for me to just free up some space so I wouldn't have the ladder sticking out. And then these shelves, I got maybe 70% of them full. But it's great to have shelving in the garage. And then we did a slat wall over here, which is some of the items that I've used a lot, especially the leaf blower, the brooms, my edge trimmer, this mop here. I will show you about the Swisstrax floors and the mop in just a second. And then I have a collapsible lawnmower that fits perfectly. And then I have my son's tennis shoes when he comes over the house sometimes to help me with the yard, and then my boots. Now, one last thing, and then I would get to the Swisstrax flooring. So again, for every action, there's a reaction. So this floor was great. It was concrete, but it did not have any covering. It was like the old wood, and you know how that is. And then this railing was wood. So to match the floor, I had to go out and get some carpet, and I had a guy come down and lay this carpet. It's actually really nice and plush. And then we had this painted black. And then because I had a brass doorknob, I had to change the doorknob to black to include the hinges. So again, some of this, I didn't expect to do that, but it turned out well. And then the frames up top here, we have storage up top. These are already black. Also too, the lighting in this garage was horrible. We had the very used and very tried garage door opening light, but we had a light right here where I'm pointing, and then another light way over there. And it did not throw any light on this side of the garage because of this partition here, which is oddly put in the garage, blocked a lot of light. So over here on this side was always dark. So I had to call electrician. Actually, I called Gramophone, and they gave me the cool, very cool garage door, garage lights. This on the track lighting. We can fade them down. We can turn them up. So you have seen some of the vehicles that have come into my garage when I do my YouTube channel. Most notably, the Cybertruck was here, the Fisker Ocean, the Cadillac Lyric. I'm beginning to do some videos of my own car and any other brand new cars. Come on down, come on over to Southern Maryland. We make a deal, we'll feed you, because it's a long way out here. So yeah, so everything looks great. All right, so let me wrap this video up really quick. If you do decide to go with the Swisstrax floors, there's a couple of things you need to know. The first thing is during the, sorry about that. I'm gonna have to kick this down so it can roll. During the summer months, this floor tends to extract a little bit. In other words, it breathes, right? It gets hot in this space, and there's no fan to keep the floor or this area cool, so it might expand a little bit. So I would caution you that if you decide to go with Swisstrax floors, leave yourself a few inches off of the wall so you have some traction to move a little bit. My whole fingers are right there. So there's some other spots that we gave it a little bit more space. I have 3 fingers there inside of that little track. So if you really put it really close up against the wall, it may buckle on you. So you don't want that to happen. The second and the last thing is it is easy to clean. This floor is amazing. You can see it's graded. I could take my leaf blower if I want, and I can blow the dirt underneath the Swisstrax floors and or sediment that falls on top of the floor. I can blow it all the way out and off it goes. If I really feel froggy, I can mop this floor, which you saw that I have my mop right up there that I'm pointing to. I can mop the floor mainly because I want to keep it clean. I don't want to have that old look. Also, tire tracks come in. But I have an electric car, as you can see, so I'm not worrying about oil dripping. My wife has a fairly new car, so I'm not worrying about oil drippings here. But again, just to keep the floors kind of new, you can actually wash this whole flooring out. Again, the water will flow out underneath, and it will go out to the driveway. I've done it a couple of times. And when you clean, you can also use Simple Green, or you can use this product called Super Clean. I've done that, like I said, at least 3 times in the past 12 months. The last thing is, so I noticed that right around the edges, it looks faded, right? It looks beat up, it looks worn. And you can see, and a great example, what I'm pointing to here, all right? I don't know if this is because of the fact that it's towards the front of the garage and I have the garage door open. I don't know if it's because of rain. I don't leave the garage door open when it rains, but I don't know why it's faded here. I cannot explain. I mean, I don't have any sun coming over here because this is part of the garage, so it's not beating down on it, but it's discolored. And it kind of bothers me, so I wanted to figure out how I can change to make this look like it's original. So I used a lot of Super Clean to no results. It just cleans it, but it leaves this type of whiteness on it. Because I clean my car a lot, especially my tires, especially the car in general, I used an old trick called Armor All. In this instance, I use VRP, which is vinyl, rubber, and plastic. And I just sprayed a little bit down and took this spreader and I went across the grills, and guess what? Oh my God, it looks black. You see, that is the after. This is the before. That's the after. And this is the before. So let me give you an example. It's tough to do this with one hand, but I'm gonna put some of this application right here. Just a couple of drops, not a lot. I'm not doing my tires here or anything that crazy. So I'm gonna start here and I'm gonna just rub it in. I'm gonna do, let's see, I'm gonna do a couple of squares so you can see. So as I'm doing this now, you can see that it is looking black. Now, I just didn't do this 5 minutes ago. In other words, I didn't do this part 5 minutes ago, right? I did it 4 days ago, and it looks great from this perspective. It looks great. Over here, it looks kind of faded the more I move around. So you see, that was 4 days ago, and this is right now, and I need to attend to some of the spots that I missed. That is my what I'm going to do for the areas that are slightly faded is to use VRP, which I got from a company called Chemical Guys. And it looks great to me, but it's only me, and it's just me. Maybe it's just the military in me. I have to have my stuff looking pretty tight. So I haven't done the entire floor. I just did a couple of squares just to see how it would last and how long it would last. And I like it. And again, overall, I like the Swisstrax floors. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, I guess you can put them in the comments area. I can do the best I can. And I really enjoy this floor. It is, I don't know, it just gives that garage a pop. Please subscribe to my channel. I rarely ever beg. Sounds like I'm begging now, but I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers, and you guys have been great supporting me over my 4+ years of doing this, these videos. I really, really appreciate you, and I thank you for wasting a little bit of time with me. And be safe out there. Peace.